This is going to be a video about things I learned when teaching piano that I think would be applicable to other teachers for piano or other instruments. Number 1. Benefits of using a variety of resources. Many times, I've seen students learn piano by following a curriculum-like set of books. This is a fine method and works well for some students, especially younger ones. But in my experience both teaching and learning piano, I have found it beneficial to use a variety of resources to select pieces for students. First, students can be more involved in the process of choosing the pieces they play, meaning they will be more motivated to practice and learn what they are playing. They have more options and more variety to choose from a selected set of choices. In my personal experience, I would find a few pieces that have variety and are appropriate for the student's ability and allow them to choose which they like best. Where are good places to find a variety of resources? In my personal experience, I looked at pieces I had played myself in the past or in books I used in the past. There are many books, both online and other places, with a variety of pieces from well-known composers in addition to pieces written for a piano education curriculum. Both are great, and using a mixture of different piano learning curriculum books is another great way to build variety. Number 2. Balancing what students want versus what is beneficial. Like in many interactions with students and children, it is important to balance what the student wants versus what is beneficial to progressing their music education. Students have opinions about what they would like to play, and it is important to take those into consideration to ensure students enjoy what they are learning and have motivation to practice it. But they cannot be the only ones in charge of choosing what they want to learn. Students need to play things that will have an appropriate amount of challenges. This is a great time to apply the use of a variety of resources as discussed in the previous slide. By you as the teacher choosing pieces that are appropriate, you are ensuring that whatever they will choose will be beneficial to the student's education. This ultimately ensures that the pieces are going to be an appropriate level of difficulty for each student, but that they have the ultimate choice in the music they are playing. In my experience, I found it best to select 2 to 4 pieces that would work well for the student and have them select from those. This is another thing that I found was different when teaching younger versus older students. Younger students can be more stubborn in what they want to play, but these ideas can easily be adapted to different students and age groups. It is important to allow students choices, but to maintain your role as a teacher to choose what is most beneficial to each student. Number 3. Adapting based on the age group being taught. In my experience teaching piano, I taught a wide variety of age groups, from age 7 to 17. I learned a few things about adjusting lessons based on the age group of the student being taught. Teaching younger students comes with challenges such as shorter attention spans. This means adjusting lesson plans to accommodate that. Some things I found were helpful for this challenge were making the lessons interactive and breaking them into segments. As an example, when learning about where to find notes on the keyboard, I really like asking students to stand up and spin around or take a few steps before sitting back down to find, for example, middle C. This helps students get off their feet and move around within the lesson. I also liked breaking the lesson into segments. For example, working on a song but working on scales or chords as a break from the song. Another challenge that teaching younger students involves is that they may have different experiences with reading and knowing the alphabet. This creates an unusual challenge while teaching the names of notes. The best way I found to overcome this challenge was to take learning note names slowly, reviewing each week at lessons and focusing on what the student knew. I found this a difficult challenge when teaching lessons to younger students. Teaching older or high school age students also comes with different challenges, the biggest one being less practice time. As a student myself, I understand the difficulty of making time for school, homework, other extracurriculars, and practicing piano. So what does this mean for how to adjust when teaching lessons and assigning pieces to students? I think it does not necessarily mean assigning easier pieces, but primarily being aware of the student's schedule and a little more accommodating if it is evident that they didn't have much practice time. These are 3 things I learned while teaching piano lessons as a high school student, and I hope you will take them into consideration when you're teaching piano or other music lessons as well.